Hey, it's Cody. I don't know if this is going to be a weird video or not, but I just finished my first tarot journal, and I thought that maybe I would share it on here. Along with any, little tips or tricks or just things I've learned along the way, or feel free to steal any ideas. I love shit like this. I love videos like this because I guess I'm just nosy. I like to see other people's shit and like what they're doing. And if I feel like they're good ideas, I just run away with them into the night. Um so yeah. This is just one of those like Peter Popper press journals from like Barnes and Noble. Um it's got some damage here. I don't even know if you can see. It's like scraped up. So this journal lasted me almost a year, from November of 2021 till just October of 22. When I put some shit on the final page. I put that just so I know. So we'll just kind of leaf through it here. Oh yeah, Peter Harper Press. I think this thing was like $20. All right, so when I started, oh my god, why is it not looking at this? Look at it. When I first started doing this, I was working pretty closely with the Seasons of Moon and Flame book by Danielle Dulski. I have since abandoned doing that. But at the time when I started this, yeah, so I had a whole little page for that. I don't know why I put this in here. It's not even tarot related. This was like a little, I don't know, invocation maybe that I'd made to a spirit I had been working with. I also put pages in here for decks that I got as like an introduction. So I do the interview spread. In the beginning of this journal, I like wrote a little bit about it, but there's really, I don't do that on the newer ones. Another thing that I did a lot at the beginning of this was a tarot reading I did with the same spirit from that. Also, one of my absolute favorite poets is Jared K. Anderson of The Crypto Naturalist on his social medias. So I have a couple of those written in there. This is more of that Seasons of Moon and Flame shit. I can't believe I wasted that sticker on this page, honestly. Alright, so here's my page for the Roots and Wings Oracle. Here's one for the Terra Chi, I think. Oracle. I think I hated that as soon as I got it, this one. Here's my birthday reading for my last birthday. Here's hideous. I was really just starting to figure out doing the pages for new decks as I got them. So this is for the Folk Witch Tarot, and this one's for the Seed and Sickle Oracle. This was a reading. These were some, well, not resolution, but things to attempt. I'd follow through and participate in book clubs. I start them and I don't finish them. Keeping up with tarot journaling, which I did do. Consistent daily draws, yes. Continue with Seasons of Moon and Flame, no, but I did not quit because, like, I'm lazy and just didn't feel like doing it anymore. I stopped because it was pissing me off. I don't do yoga or a morning ritual, so sorry about that. Alright, here's my year ahead spread. It's November and it's my fucking Ten of Swords month, so I'm flinching at everything. Alright, so I had a month page. I had the full and new moons. These are the cards that I drew for my year ahead reading. These were the witchcrafty kind of books that I was working with, and decks that I was working with. So a lot of these pages are just daily draws that are honestly useless. Oh look, another little poem by Jared K. Anderson. Boring. Okay, here's probably the second most hideous deck page I've made for the Sacred Cycles Oracle. I also like to put on there deck pairings, like ones that I could, work with, use it with. Daily draws. Okay, here's a full moon in Cancer spread. So I know that some people, Boho Tarot is one of these that she can just throw cards. She has one of those printers that's like also a scanner. Mine is too, but I can't scan or copy things less than 100%. Mine does not have that setting. So I have to use whatever the cards are that I'm using. They have to be full size. That's a fucking pain in my ass. Here's the Kali Oracle. Alright, here we are in February. There's a page for the Radiant Tarot. Here's like... I have a couple decks I can add here to the deck pairings. I don't want to forget. Yeah. Boring. Here's a full moon in Leo. I use the Ink Witch Tarot for this. Oh my god, I think this was like the one that I didn't. I was gonna say I was right where whoever like the spread is actually by, except for one, and this is apparently the one that I did not. Look, I fucked up here. I literally just like tore out some white paper and glued that shit over because fuck it. Here's a March, which is also hideous. I was doing a book club then. There's a new moon reading. Here is okay. These deck pages that I made, they're not always just because the deck is new. Sometimes I've had them for a while, or I had it written down someplace else, and I just added it in here when I felt like it. So this was for the soul cards. This was the Rejuvenate Self spread. This was actually from the actual Tarot podcast. It was on YouTube when it existed. It has since like disbanded and does not exist anymore, but I loved it. It made me feel like I had friends that I was drawing cards with, and I'm actually really sad that it's gone, but that's what that's from. Here is the Rose Oracle. Bet you didn't even know I had that shit, did you? Also hideous. Oh my god. Here's an Ostara. Well, it was a spread. I didn't draw this card. This was a Persephone card from, oh shit. Some Oracle deck. I can't remember right now. Shit. I didn't write it down. Here's Oak, Ash, and Thorn page. Here. Here's April. Here's another, not really, well, I guess it kind of was a spread, wasn't it? An exercise from the actual tarot podcast. The shield exercise, and you're supposed to pick a card, to be a shield. I chose the King of Swords, and I feel like I really learned something about myself with this. Like, it was supposed to be a shield, but that's a pretty offensive, character for me to have chosen. Like, these cards were humongous. So I cut them down some after I'd copied them, but, you know. It's a full moon in Libra with the Ostara Tarot. A lot of boring shit. Okay, so once I had kind of, started working differently, I don't know. I don't want to take, like, intake process, but, I kind of started doing things different when I got decks. So somewhere at the beginning of this, there was an intuitive Night Goddess Tarot page. And then this one, I redid this one. I did it like that. I don't know why. I wanted to be fancy, I guess. You can see times in here I was fancier than others. Here's Woodland Wardens. Looking back at this, I realized that they're deck pairings I need to add to, like, all of these. hideous new moon in Taurus page. Here's May. I don't know why I didn't put books I was working with or reading this month. I feel pretty sure that there were books, but maybe not. Here's for the Gentle Tarot. I wish I had done a better job on some of these. Like, this deck is beautiful and deserved a better page than this. There's full moon in Scorpio using the Gentle Tarot. This is a poem from somebody on Facebook that I just wrote in there. It's my Tarot of the Vampires page. I mean, this page probably could have been better, but, like, also it kind of deserves it because this deck's an asshole. Here's June. At the beginning of June, I went to New Mexico for a while. Made a little page on that. I got this sticker there, and I took the Gentle Tarot with me. And we had a little haunting there. Get me out of this shit. Here's the full moon in Sagittarius. At this point, I was limiting myself to spreads that were 3 or 4 cards. Just because I wanted all the cards to fit. This spread actually had 5, so I ended up just writing it up there, and that kind of pissed me off. I eventually kind of moved past that. In some of the more recent spread pages I have in here, I'm not, I don't put like a copy of all of the cards, just ones that I felt were a little more powerful in it. Okay, this is probably one of the most horrible pages because without thinking it through, plan out your pages a little bit. Because I just slapped the Letha card in here for the summer solstice. This is from it might be it's a Patreon card for Black in the Moon's Memento Mori Oracle. I slapped that shit in there before I even thought about like what else I was gonna put in here. And then I ended up drawing a card from Seed and Sickle Oracle. So there's like a card here in the middle, and then everything else is about the Hawthorne card that I drew. So that was stupid. Here's the For Hawks Tarot. This is the ugliest page I think that I've made for any of my new deck things. Just fucking hideous, man, and I really like that deck. The Witching Hour Oracle. My July page. At some point here I started putting the full and new moon because I was sick of having to like Google it on fucking moongiant.com on my phone. Here's a new moon in Cancer spread using the Tarot of the Vampires. I kind of tried to vary the way that I was gluing the cards in here and shit. I was trying to make it fancy, but you know, oh well. It doesn't always work. This is from the Actual Tarot podcast. These were daily tarot routine ideas. I tried a couple of those here. It was too much for me to be doing every day. I was just not having it. Some of these I thought were kind of ugly, so I tried to gussy them up a little, putting a border around it. I don't know if that helped or made it worse. This full moon in Capricorn. I got some stamps around this time, but did not have a good ink pad. Oh, there's a better ink pad. It's new moon in Leo with a terrible moon phase drawing I did there. Here's August. Here's a Lunasa reading. Hideous. I think this was my first reading with the Dreamkeepers tarot, and I was like, damn, this thing means business. Okay, I had a whole meltdown with this. Don't worry about that. I got some new ink pads, and first of all, these metallic ones don't ever fucking dry. So they just, I don't know if you can see it, smear everywhere. And I was like, fuck this, man, I'm gonna just use the black one. Well, it was like way overfilled. I'd never encountered that before, so this whole page was a fucking mess. My printer was running out of ink for the Dream Keepers page here, the Bloody Tears Tarot. New Moon in Virgo spread. This was a very fancy stamp that I got from Goodwill for like $2. I'm not good at stamping. I don't know if you've noticed that. There's like some mist right there. September. Here's the Modern Spellcasters. I try to make the page nice because I was kind of disappointed in the deck. I mentioned in another video that for some reason the elements of the wands and swords are switched. So, that sucks ass. It's the Anatomy of a Witch Oracle. This, I saw Don Michelle on Boho Tarot do that 9-card spread. So I wanted to do that too, and that's, holy shit. Full moon in Pisces. Sometimes I just want to get fancy, so like, here's the... I don't know. It's really, feeling red and gold that day. Oh, damn, that day too. Okay, here's the Heaven and Earth Tarot. Oh yeah, this is when I got it, so it was September. Here's the Oracle Halloween page. I think this is a good page. I like this page. I wish that, I don't know. Sometimes I have ideas and I try really hard on them and they look like ass, and then sometimes I just slap some shit on there and it looks pretty good, so. The Autumnal Equinox. New Moon in Libra. Okay, so here is when I decided that I'm not going to keep doing the daily draws. I mean, I still do daily draws. I'm just not writing them down anymore. I mean, the reality is it only means something to me that day. I'm never going to look back and be like, oh, burst of creative energy can be difficult to decide. Like, what was I even doing? I don't know if I was even really applying it to my life. Just every night I was tired. I was rolling my eyes. I was fucking scribbling shit in this thing. Like, I didn't feel like it was helping me personally. But like, if you're a person that writing down your daily draws helps, if it helps with accountability or, you know, anything like that, do it, right? But this whole tarot journal was very much about me learning to let things go. A lot of times I try and like trap myself into things like, oh no, you started doing this, you have to keep doing it. Nah, I don't though. So now at this point, I'm only doing spreads for things, right? We did one for the equinox. Here's New Moon. This is, I put this over the spread. This is actually a spread from Cosmic Creeper's Patreon page. So not getting that shit for free from me. Alright, so here is my October page. My poor stamping skills. Here's a page for the Lantern Guide deck. I started putting, I'm in, Boho Tarot's, just like the little free Facebook page, where she posts the Simple Sunday spreads. I had been doing them and writing them like someplace else. I just decided I'm just gonna put all my tarot shit together. I don't know what I was doing before that. So yeah, those are in here. Now instead of the daily draws, we're just doing this, so. Alright, this is one of my newer practices. This is a card from the Weaver's Oracle. And, well, This is my first time writing it down in here. Because, again, for some reason, I was not doing that. It used to be just new moons. Now it's new moons and full moons. I draw one of these cards. I put some of the quotes that I feel like are sort of really the heart of the card, and then I actually just leave this page blank. And then in 2 weeks, when it's time for me to draw the next one, I come back and talk about, how I feel like these lessons sort of came to be in that time. So I've really been liking doing this practice. Here is another simple Sunday spread. Here I had finally gotten my hands on the mini Gentle Tarot in a tin. So the cards fit a lot better in here. I really like using this deck for the simple Sunday spreads. So full moon in Aries. This deck scares the shit out of me. This is the Margaret Peterson Tarot. Here is simple Sunday again. Here's a page for the Relative Tarot, the Wiser Tarot. There's like this antlered spirit that I work with. It's kind of an interesting thing. Sometimes he kind of looks like the Celtic Cernunnos or Hearn the Hunter. He's literally been with me since I was a child, since before I even knew, what witchcraft was, or any gods, or anything to do with it. There was a deer that would come in my dreams, and sometimes he was a guy with antlers. Sometimes he was just a regular-ass deer. And he's always kind of been there. In more recent years, I've been a lot more... I leave him offerings and things like that. I feel like before I didn't really understand the relationship or what was happening. And so for a while I thought maybe he was Cernunnos. But the more I seemed to learn about Cernunnos, the less sure I was. I honestly feel like he's probably not a full-on god. Just some sort of foresty, some sort of fae, maybe spirit. I don't mind dedicating myself to something smaller like that. That doesn't bother me at all. In fact, I think it's wonderful. So I had finally gotten up the courage, not very long. It was during October, just this last month, to ask, because now that I have this Lantern Guide deck, I use that to communicate with him. And I'd seen a couple of books that were about the Horned God of the Witches or something like that. And I was like, I don't know if I should buy these books or if I should not. So I was like, why don't I just ask? So I drew a couple cards. I got King of Dwellers, which I'm pretty sure is him. This is dumb as shit. I misread this card. I didn't even look. I was just like, it's the moon. It's actually the Wheel of Fortune, but I feel like sometimes readings, even if I look back at it after and logically know it wasn't what I thought originally. What I originally thought at the time, the intuitive, the fact that I didn't even look at the name of this and I was like, oh, it's the moon. That's the important thing to me. So I decided that this was pretty clearly, you don't need to buy books, right? Use your intuition. Use the dream work is the way that I normally, very easily work with him, and just keep doing that. I feel like this was also confirmation that he is not the Horned God of the Witches. So that was a wild little story about what that was. Here is Simple Sunday Spread, and that is the last page in this. So this was a completed tarot journal for me, and it lasted me almost a year. I do already have my next one. I've done a couple pages in it, but this is the next one. It's exactly the same. It's not all fluffed up with a bunch of shit in it, but it's that Peter Popper shit again. Same old stuff. Yeah. Here's my November page. So yeah, mostly I've learned don't try and trap yourself if you're working on a tarot journal into doing things a specific way. Like if all of a sudden you're like, I don't want to do this anymore. If it's making you feel annoyed to sit down and do it, stop doing it. Like it's that simple. And I always like make things hard on myself like that to be like, no, I have to do this. I have to finish this or something. I don't know why I do that, but you don't have to do that. Don't do it. So yeah, that was a wild overshare of my tarot journal. Thanks for watching. Bye.